I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go. 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 I don't want to do it.
Big, 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 very big.
Mom! Put me back! I wake up every morning, I work, I have bills, I'm too big for the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. This sucks!
And if girls ever gift you with a dirty picture, don't ignore it. That's such a mistake. Answer quickly.
I need me some kind of cation. I don't know if it's a vacation or a staycation or some medication, but I need me some cation. Just saying.
Why can't we look like this going to work? Like, why can't I be your therapist and just be like, what's up? What up? I want to be comfortable. You can be comfortable. My tits are hanging. Don't look at them. Why can't that be the...
I'm staying in my bathroom sink because I'm going to vent to my phone. And it's so irrelevant. And I know people are going to make fun of me for this. But, like, I feel like what I need to say is, like, something that needs to be said. And I, like, keep beating myself up over it. But, like, it's, like, things that are normal. And everyone thinks, like, I have this picture perfect life. And, like, I do have a good life and I love my life and I would never change it. But there's just some things that I just wish were different. Like, I had a kid at 19 and I love her and I don't ever regret that. But it's like, I'm now giving her a life and she's not gonna have one happy family. It's gonna be 2 households. I'm trying to hold back tears because I don't want to cry. But it's like, I never was raised to do that. And it's just like, I never got to experience the pregnancy with someone I love. And it's so sad because I'm so jealous of everyone who's getting engaged and having babies and be able to take on this next life, step of life, like with someone they love and do it together. Like, I did it all alone. And I know that means I'm really strong, but it's like, it sucks because, like, I never have someone to, like, share my memories with. And, like, I never had a gender reveal because I was too late. Like, I never got to experience what pregnancy was like. Like, when people ask me, it's like a slap in the face because it's like, I don't know. And I just want someone to, like, experience that with. And with social media and stuff, it's like no one wants that anymore. And, like, people say they do, but they don't. It's hard for me because it's like I have a kid and no one wants a kid because apparently it's just, like, such a bad thing to date or talk to someone who has a kid, I guess. Which I never thought that was the thing because I never shamed someone, like, for that. And I don't know if this is, like, a thing single moms feel or it's just me. Like, am I being dramatic? I don't know. I just, like, am beating myself up and I just, like, want to be able to provide my daughter with, like, this amazing family and, like, eventually one day be a big sister because I know she deserves to have that in her life. And I don't ever, like, want that to not be a thing because it's what I want to. But it's like, how can I do this? And I don't know what to do. And I just want to, like, figure out how it gets better. And I have hope, and I know I have hope, and it always happens, but I don't ever want to settle.
In the video
the latest update from our favorite Truth Single Mom saga is in.
But hashtag
The caption reads, "This one was real, and I'll regret it." Sounds like someone had a wild college ride, got her back blown out, and ended up with a little surprise, aka a baby. Sorry folks, no fairy tales or rewinds here. You had one shot at a happy ending, and spoiler alert, it's not going to be like the movies. You see, the game plan was supposed to be save it for marriage, but apparently that plan went out the window along with common sense. Now, you're left with a storyline that doesn't quite fit the rom-com script. Let's be real, no top-tier guy is going to roll out the red carpet of a full-blown relationship with all the trimmings if you didn't offer him the ultimate commitment first. And that starts with your virginity. Looks like those happy ending credits got stuck in the to-be-continued loop. Oops.
I'm kind of like the onion ring that you find at the bottom of your fries. You didn't know you wanted me until you found me.
Nasty bitch.
You know when you're sitting at work and you're like, I absolutely hate this job. I hate this job so much. I want to quit. I want to sell my house. I want to get rid of most of my crap, pack up a few hoodies, the dog, and just run away from everything that I know and hate. Here goes nothing.
This day, I can blame for how severely he screwed my life up. I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't drink anything without feeling pain, true pain. And I get blamed for feeling this way. And it is just ridiculous how someone can hurt you so much. And just expect you to move on from it and not care and just move on like as if nothing happened. And I will never wish this pain on anyone.
Ah, the classic tale of the alpha widow where the opposite of love isn't hate, but complete indifference. When her eyes start welling up, so does her cooch. She wanted the top shelf guy, but guess what? She's not the only one in the running. And now she's facing the reality check that there are plenty of women vying for that prime spot too. Sometimes the best strategy is to be blissfully ignorant. If he's covering the bills and isn't dragging home drama or unwanted pregnancies, then what's the problem? But no, her ego had other plans. She played with fire and got burned, discovering the hard way that her value was more than matched. Instead of stressing over his every move, she should have focused on the basics, how to enhance his life. Make him the best meal, give him a full body rub after work, and keep him so relaxed that cheating doesn't even cross his mind. If she's delivering top-notch service every time he gets a sandwich, he'll be so worn out he'll fall asleep before he even thinks about straying. In short, if you're going to give him a BJ after every meal, make sure he's too tired to cheat, because nothing says loyalty like a well-fed, well-loved man who's ready to hit the hay.
Men, 70 to 80% of the time, I would argue in relationships it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl, and what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore, you know, these hoes. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore, so he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid, so he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her. And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kid, and she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it? But like men are logical. They're logical people, and so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost? And like, I just think as women we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost.
I watched this one lady, she's 60 years old. She says, in my 20s, the feminist movement was taking off. I joined it. I went and became a career woman, and I did so well. And all I wanted to do was be better than men, be better than this. And I bought into that philosophy. Today I'm a millionaire. Today I'm a C-suite executive. Today I've been able to have all these shares. I live in a nice house. I have all this other stuff. I don't have a husband. I don't have kids because I bought into this feminism concept. And she's now living in regret.
So she regrets it all.
Because the value of life, you gotta invest into things that have depth. Depth is not, I met you, we go home, we have a good time, and then I never call you again. That's just a release. That's just science. That's just biology. So, you know, she eventually had to figure it out for herself, but it's too late for her.
Oh, God, let me go in here and act like I give a fuck and be fake for 8 motherfucking hours. God damn, boy. Shit, why I gotta keep coming here? Why give me another job?
I genuinely do not even know how to begin talking about everything. I found out about the cheating after a really bad argument that we had. And in this argument, the things that he was saying didn't really correlate with the life that we were living. The year previous to me finding out about the cheating, we were trying to start a family. And we were very happy. We were accomplishing things that we never imagined of accomplishing. So we were living a very happy life. So I don't really know where it switched to being unhappy. The argument consisted of a lot of manipulation into making me believe that me asking for the bare minimum was unheard of and disgusting and something that I should have been ashamed of. I was so ashamed that I ended up writing him a 2-page letter, begging him for forgiveness. I read him this letter. He forgave me. And he just fell asleep so soundly that I knew that there was more to it, and I decided to go through his phone. When going through his phone, I found out everything. It was right in front of me, and I saw my world crumbling in front of me. It was messages between him and women. It was messages between him and his friends with screenshots of the conversations of him and women. It was voice recordings. It was Google translation, because he didn't know how to say it in English, so he was translating it into English so that it could make sense when he was flirting in English. And my whole life just flashed before my eyes. It was the most traumatic thing that I could have ever experienced. And when we chose to try to make it work, I thought we were both gonna work, and it wasn't. I was spending my nights praying over him and begging God and pleading with God to repair my marriage, while he was continuously lying to me and still making a fool out of me in every way possible. He was not giving me any reasons to trust him. It was just not being reciprocated, and I was fighting alone. It all hit a climax when I found out more lies and more things that he was being untruthful about and unfaithful. And he looked at me in the eyes and he told me, "I do not know how to respect you." I picked up my things, I left. And the hardest part, I thought at the time, was living with him, trying to repair my marriage while he just discarded me like trash. But in reality, it was restarting my life, and from scratch. And it was very hard. And I made these videos not to post or for clout. I made them because I needed to heal. I needed to have something to hold on to and grasp and tell myself, you're going to be okay, and you're going to look at these and you're going to be fine. And that's exactly what this is. And it ends up that I'm not alone. And there have been many other women who, or men too, that are coming out and saying like, this has happened to me as well, and worse. It's shit. It's a shit process. It hurts. It's painful, but you grow and you get better. And while someone can destroy a part of your life, you're actually just starting a brand new book and a brand new chapter that has endless opportunities. So it's shit, but it gives you hope.
Hear you say, hey.
That was a race. What I did to deserve you'd win. What I did to deserve you. This much disrespect and this much hurt. If my husband can't love me, you can't respect me. I just I feel like I'm mourning. I'm not only mourning him, and like mourning the person that he was, but I'm mourning the family that we built, and I'm mourning the children that I thought I was going to have, and I'm mourning all my family.
Y'all want to talk about scams for a second? How about this scam? Fucking single motherhood. Biggest scam ever. I'm going to teach my kids that marriage matters, unity matters, stability matters, help and...
If I left right now, do I get no money, or can I at least get like 2 days paid? You know what I mean? Or like 5 days because I was over here early. Like 100% serious.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like, men want their lives as is.
And guess what? You'd be 100% correct in assuming that. Because we're done. We're walking away. You see, we've adopted what women have been preaching for the last 50 years. We don't need women. We can take care of ourselves. There's nothing to be gained by being in a relationship. So after 50 years of hearing that used against us, now we've adopted it. And all of a sudden you're upset about it. I'm not sure why. We're just simply following your lead. You got what you wanted. Let's enjoy it.
No amount of affirmations or self-delusion is going to wipe away a woman's body count. That's the cold, hard truth. You can ask her for the number, but good luck getting a straight answer. She'll probably redefine what counts as sex, just like that foul-mouthed feminist did. They can all get together and convince themselves the sky is green, but does that make it true? Not a chance. The reality is, the only opinion that truly matters to her is the one from the man she respects. And trust me, he's going to pick up on those hoe hints quicker than she thinks. When a guy's got his head on straight, he's not going to stick around for the spin, he's going to see right through it and move on. So while she might be able to fool herself or her friends, the man she's trying to lock down isn't buying what she's selling.
Feminism is the worst thing that ever happened to women. Like, you're telling me that I could stay at home, doing nothing, enjoying my man's money, taking care of the children, and be there for them all the time. Binge watch my favorite shows, go to gym in the morning, go to school in the evening, and be my man's sweetheart. Like, it sounds like a very good dream, and I do daydream a lot, like.
I hate working! I hate it! 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 I hate it so much! I hate it!
Is it worth it? Oh, yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
So before we start our meeting today, I just want to let everyone know that we value each and every one of you. Oh, yes, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm just confused because my paycheck says that's a lie.
I need like $12,000 because there's just like a lot of stuff that I like really want to buy online and I can't like afford it all. Like, I want to buy this cute lingerie and it's not even like for me. Like, I don't have a partner. I just like want it for myself and I can't afford it. And I just need like $12,000 for that and other stuff.
Oh, so she's not crying because her mum's battling cancer, her business is tanking, or her friend had a car wreck. Nope, she's weeping because her luxury lifestyle isn't getting the VIP treatment she's accustomed to. Classic modern woman move, right? It's like they're more hooked on social media than they are on actual survival skills. I'm seriously wondering if she's joking or if this is for real. Newsflash, Gucci handbags aren't covered by welfare checks, sweetheart. When life throws its curveballs, these ladies are all but helpless, like they need social media to stay hydrated. So next time she's crying over not having enough for her luxe life, maybe it's time to tell her to get a job and stop relying on the universe to fund her designer dreams. Because when the chips are down, it turns out a high-end bag doesn't do much for the soul or the bank account.
What can a guy wear that's an immediate green flag?
If he's wearing a backwards hat.
A tale as old as time.
Backwards hat
Absolutely.
is so green flag and cute. Something else he can wear that's like a total green flag is if he's wearing like comfortable sneakers. Like, you know, like that. Like, if you're wearing comfortable sneakers and not like $5,000 sneakers or something.
Compensating.
Like flex,
Compensating.
They're compensating. I love when a guy shows up in his comfy beat up blazers. That's cute. And that's a green flag.
You found your man right
Wait,
here.
those are blazers? I thought blazers were only black and
Yeah,
white.
no. No walking it back. No walking it back. We're done here.
Man, that's just straight up depressing. It's wild how things play out, right? Statistically, mothers are more likely to mistreat their kids than fathers. Yet the courts still hand them custody 90% of the time like it's on autopilot. It's like they've got the system rigged in their favor, no questions asked. But here's where it gets even messier if the mum's got issues, like being out of shape or unattractive, and the daughter is out here looking like she stepped off a runway. The jealousy can get real ugly, real fast. You'd think the system would catch on, but nope. It's like they've got blinders on. Meanwhile, the dads who are more likely to provide a stable environment are left out in the cold. It's like rewarding the wrong behavior and punishing the ones who actually want to do right by their kids. It's a tough reality, but it's one that doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon. Just goes to show that sometimes the deck is stacked, and not in a way that makes any sense.
And on today's episode of Another Woman That Has Now Regretted Her Divorce. Let's go.
Hey, it's Jenna. Recently divorced and kind of figuring out this new way of life. I was married for 23 years and with that person for 3 years prior. So for a total of 26 years of my life, I have been out of the game of dating, making friends, going out, and stuff like that as a single woman in her 40s. Yeah, I'm 47. So I've raised children. My children are adult children now. And it's kind of interesting because it's so lonely at this stage in life after divorce, especially with older children, because you make all your friends when they're younger, or at least I did. I met my friends mostly through my kids' activities. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I took them to practices. I went to school, all that stuff.
So if she's really rocking her late 40s, she's giving those 30-year-olds a serious run for their money, looking hotter than most who've hit the post wall. Her ex, meanwhile, is sitting pretty with all the leverage, leaving her stewing in the sidelines. Let's be real here. When women start throwing around the narcissist label, it's often just projection in action. The dude's got confidence and knows his worth, and no amount of shaming or gaslighting is going to make him crumble into a simp. It's like trying to knock down a brick wall with a feather. So what's the takeaway? Don't hate the player, hate the game. And if you're going to complain about your ex, make sure you're not just sour because he's got the upper hand and you're stuck watching from the sidelines. Life's too short to let jealousy and bitterness steal the show.
What's the worst experience you had with a female or an ex?
Man, well, she came to me like, I got an STD. You got an STD too. Then I went and got checked. Nah, I ain't got no STD, and she got an STD. City boy, city boy.
Oh, so you're a slut. You like give it up really easy. You're a fucking slut.
What's your motto? I'm a bad. What's with your hair? What's with your mother's hair?
Relationships should be 50-50. You give her your last name and she screams your first name.
I'm a different type of breed. Like, I'm a different type of brave. And when I say that, I truly fucking mean that. Because when I would get my ass beat as a child, I would get slapped around, or my hair would get yanked and my neck would fucking be on the verge of breaking. And I would turn around and look my mom dead in the eyes, holding back tears, and I'd be like, no me dolió. And she would chase my ass down and whip my ass. But I would look her in the eyes and be like, didn't hurt. One time, actually, I was like, no me dolió, and I fucking booked it to my room because I knew she was gonna go for round 2. But I learned this trick. I was like, I'ma just lock the door while I close it so that, you know, she doesn't stand a chance. And that's exactly what I did. She was locked out. She was telling me, let me in, like, vas a ver, like, vas a ver. And I was like, no quiero ver, no quiero ver. But I thought I was safe. Like, I was in bed, like, like, saved, you know? And it got quiet. I was like, okay, like, I'll let her cool off. Like, I'm good. And I hear her. She goes, ábreme la pinche puerta. And I said, no. I said, no, porque me vas a pegar. And then I look over my shoulder and I see the door slowly open. Homegirl had a key and I got the biggest ass beating of my life. And then I remember her saying, she was like, a ver si este no te duele. And oh my God, that ass beating is one for the books. It is engraved in my memory. The way that my heart sank to my ass as soon as I realized that she unlocked the door and that she had a key and that the door was opening and that she was coming in. It's such an like, I almost pissed myself. That's how scared I was. And since we're on the topic, I knew I wasn't right in the head when at a very young age, I would get my ass beat, or I would get yelled at, or I would get in trouble, and I would hope that something really bad would happen to me just so that they can feel guilty about how they spoke to me or what they did to me in my last moments. And that sounds so sick and twisted, but honestly...
The classic case of the male feminist playing the nice guy card, thinking it'll get him somewhere with the ladies. But let's be real, this dude is just another cog in the machine, enabling modern women to pull off their worst behavior. Most of these simps are roped in because they're hoping for that ever-elusive reward that never actually comes. It's like dangling a carrot on a stick, and they keep chasing it, thinking that one day they'll get more than just a whiff of it. These women know exactly what they're doing too. They might not be attracted to these guys, but they're not above milking the situation for all it's worth. Cash app donations, free dinners, and all sorts of favors. Oh, they're happy to accept those without any intention of delivering on those not-so-subtle promises. It's like a twisted game where the rules are rigged, and the nice guys never win. And let's not even start on those feminist allies who trash men for feminist brownie points. They're the first to shout about how terrible men are, but wait until they're on the receiving end of a false accusation, a nasty divorce, or they get baby-trapped. Suddenly, modern women won't seem so great, and all that virtue signaling won't save them. This guy might think he's doing the right thing, but he's really just trading his self-worth for a shot at getting laid. And trust me, if there wasn't even a sliver of hope that he might get lucky, he wouldn't be bending over backward to make these fake arguments. Let's be real, most modern women still expect men to foot the bill. Despite all their talk about independence. They're playing the game, and these guys are just the pawns.
You're such a simp. Okay,
What is a simp? It's when you're nice to women so they'll have sex with you. But you won't because you're dumb. Okay, so you're calling me entitled and manipulative? No, I said the word I made because nobody owes anyone sex or their bodily autonomy just because someone is manipulating them and being fake. I'm just trying to say that you're too nice to women. So you literally can't conceive of empathy without an ulterior motive? If you keep talking like this, you're gonna end up in the friend zone. Whoa, that sounds so cool. The phantom zone, but the opposite, with friends. Men have it hard too. We have to provide. Not anymore. We have to protect from other men. We pay for dinner. Dismantle the patriarchy and you don't have to. We at least deserve to get laid at the end of the day, don't we? Let me see if I have the math right here. Society has forced women into a purity culture that also objectifies them sexually at a disturbingly young age, subjects them to SA, catcalls, and normalized misogyny. And then you wonder why they don't have a boner for you when you try to coerce them into sex with dinner. All I heard was boner. So you're the simp, if that's a thing. What? Well, you keep talking about everything you do to manipulate women for control of their bodies. So that's what you said a simp is. What? Also, are you that bad in bed? No. Because I'm pretty sure women would rather have an orgasm than a blooming onion at Outback Steakhouse. I have had sex with hundreds of women. Well, you know what they say, a piece of bread that's been in lots of toasters is just burnt toast. What are you talking? What is... It's a thing. What does that mean? I don't appreciate being compared to an object. It's a thing. Bread and toasters aren't people. It's more complicated than that. You're hurting my feelings.
So, what's on the menu when it comes to a relationship with a modern woman these days? Well, let's see you've got no home-cooked meals, a house that practically cleans itself because they're not doing it, and sex that comes with more conditions than a cell phone contract. And for what? The risk of losing half your net worth or becoming a walking ATM for 18 years, paying for a kid you might barely see? It's no wonder more men are saying thanks but no thanks and going their own way. Men have wised up to the game. MGTOW men going their own way isn't just a trend, it's a movement. Guys aren't looking back, and when they do decide to settle down, they're hopping on a plane and heading overseas. The passport bros know what's up. They're finding women who actually want to be wives, who dream of raising a family, and who weren't taught from birth to see men as the enemy. These guys aren't interested in dealing with the constant power struggles and endless drama that seem to come with modern relationships. They want real partners, not just roommates who occasionally throw them a bone when it's convenient. They're looking for women who respect them, appreciate them, and actually want to build a life together. And honestly, can you blame them? The choice between sticking around for a potential financial and emotional minefield or finding a woman who sees marriage as a partnership rather than a power play. That's not even a contest. Men are done playing the rigged game at home. They're out there finding real connections where the rules are fair and everyone knows what's on the line. And for those who are still stuck in the old mindset, well, maybe it's time to pack your bags and join the move. So, what's on the menu when it comes to a relationship with a modern woman these days? Well, let's see you've got no home-cooked meals, a house that practically cleans itself because they're not doing it, and sex that comes with more conditions than a cell phone contract. And for what? The risk of losing half your net worth.